We're back streaming live, and there they are. The three now, the three amigos, but I always leave out Travis, who you don't see. Travis has, I can
Oh,
see
right. You guys don't know
that
our names.
Travis has put together a
Sorry, go
slide with
ahead.
a screen for us right now. There we go. It's all good. Boom.
Travis, I
Look at
forgot.
those
I
little
forgot. You guys
singular
can't
name
hear
pops.
him. It's talking to him. Okay, it's good. We're good.
I think what's really cool is like the first thing I noticed when I was is that you guys were doing this all in vMix, which I think is worth mentioning because we have customers that use vMix. Look at that, Travis doing a little move there with the lower third. I love it. It's great. So yeah, we're using vMix today for the first time, and there you look at that, Suzanne in the UK. I see a little guitar in the background. But this is great. So yeah, it was a little, kind of moving things over, but not too bad, all things considered, getting this moved over to vMix. So again, we have a number of clients that use vMix. I call it our more professional broadcast enterprise type customers are using vMix because it has a lot more feature set. So it's kind of cool to see us switching over to another platform, for fun. And maybe we'll do some OBS down the road or different ones. We have a lot to go over today, and we're going to take a look at I call it a deep dive, right? We're going to deep dive into showing you what we've built, I guess is the best way to put it. Or
Yeah,
we've
Suzanne's
got a little
gonna show us that. It's this thing on the
So
bottom
you
exactly,
have
right
to
here.
listen to nice little tick
exactly.
at the
So
bottom here.
a very cool little title, like a little lower third topic bar, I'll call it, where we're going to show you how we built that. So Suzanne's going to get put on the spot today. I can just sit back and drink coffee and enjoy the ride. But and Catherine's keeping us, what do you call it, on point here, and has put together a nice, a couple other things that I think are really exciting to go over. And the very first one is with one of our partners, Leslie and her crew over at CamWise have done a phenomenal job with a piece of software. I got a good look at it. I want to use it more. I have a number of use cases and customers that I think will really benefit from it, but it's beautifully done. They really take full use of our API, doing multiple calls to singular compositions. So it's pretty cool. But we'll leave Catherine to dive into some of the particulars. We'll jump in and show you what she's done with CamWise has done, and then we're going to go into behind the build with Suzanne in the beautiful sunny UK. Then we'll do some questions and answers, and then we'll enjoy Good Friday because that's what it is, right? It's Friday, so
True.
Catherine, if you want to dive in, and we'll rock and roll.
All right, yeah. Travis, if you want to show everyone my screen here. Okay, so like Steven said, our friends over at CamWise used our SDK, which is Software Development Kit, for those of you who don't know, in Singular to create their own app, basically. And this is a very specialized app that serves a lot. It solves problems that I think we've all encountered in video chatting. I know that we've all done that a lot lately, whether you're a teacher or you're just doing presentations with your colleagues. If you're trying to present some information to your team or your students, all you'll do is you'll screen share your desktop, sort of like I'm doing right now, actually, and it's not really elevated to the level that maybe you'd want. And CamWise sort of solves that problem. So if I'm going to jump straight into CamWise, I've got a bunch of stuff set up, so it might be daunting at first, but this is a really cool app. So I'm in the edit mode right here, and as you can see, there's two sort of general screens happening right now. One is my presentation stuff in the center, and then on the left is my information. So what you can do is you can customize your personal information, your company title, or whatever else if you're a teacher, some additional notes, if you will, a website address, your location. You can actually use a webcam as well. I don't have a webcam set up on this computer, but if I did, you would see video footage right here on the left-hand side of my presentation. So you can sort of tell. I'll go into slide mode actually really quick here. It's really awesome, all of the different sort of files that you can upload to CamWise to be able to present to your audiences. So it's all very built in, easy to use, and so forth. I've got a handful of slides set up here. Now this is a PDF document, so I could load something up in here if I wanted to. A YouTube video, for example, a Word document, Excel spreadsheet. That's an upload. A PowerPoint. This is something that's really great for teachers. You can flip through an entire presentation and then swap over to something else. So I'm still in edit mode, but if I go to full presentation mode, let me turn off my webcam because I don't have a webcam. Go back to this view. I can present something while the viewers can scan this QR code of me. And something that's cool about that is if you were to scan it right now, it opens up a contact, your contact database, I guess, to be able to add me to your contact list. Now, I don't have my actual email in there, but you could obviously do that as a presenter. So you can flip through all sorts of stuff, like I mentioned during your presentation. You can do different views where you can expand it, go back to split screen video. You can take on or off your location or name. And there's loads of other stuff like quizzes and polls and so forth. So we think they did a really great job building this app, and it's something that you might want to check out. They have a free 30-day trial. And I think it would be well worth your time, especially if you're a teacher, to give it a go. So that's CamWise.
Yeah, they did a great job, and Singular being a nice piece to their platform. But because they're completely cloud-based, like Singular, when Catherine was showing some of the neat features just on that Google slide, you still retain the interactivity. So it's really easy to put a slideshow presentation in your presentation, and then be able to advance to the next slide. So just stuff like that make it so much easier to do a much better presentation. Like you said, teachers, training, all kinds of corporate presentations. Just really, really cool. I'm looking forward to using it. I think the four of us will use this. It's very
Bless you.
it's very handy. And again, they really understand and have done a great job of taking full advantage of the of Singular and what Singular offers in this piece, meaning that the templating part of it and building custom templates, using the update animations and all those great features. So hats off to them. And yeah, we'll be doing more with CamWise. We'll definitely they'll come up in other presentations that we do, because I find it really a very nice way of having more better presentations. So great
It's also
job
more
by them.
engaging because
Right? Just
it's
solid.
a lot
They
more
did a great
engaging
job.
to have it this way. It's just cool.
Yeah, I mean, when you're I'm screen sharing right now. I have nothing here. I mean, I guess you guys see this, our little layout, but when you're doing that, either your face is really small, depending on the screen share or the conferencing app you're using, or it's not there at all, and there's just really not a lot of additional information next to your presentation. So this is like, I haven't seen anything like this out there. And yeah, like Steven said, I think I'm going to start using it just personally.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. So that's it. Suzanne, I think it's your turn.
All right, let's get ready to party, shall we? All right.
This is kind of matrixy because we're going down the rabbit hole of how the method to this madness, and it's not madness. It's we are going to basically dive into how that bottom piece was built in Singular in Composer, which is great. I think this is a really good way of showing the real world example with our topic bars down at the bottom, or a topic bar, if you will, and how we built it. So have at it, Suzanne, from
So there are several different parts to the puzzle here. You've got our main topic bar, and that's basically just got the base part with our logo, and then we have page 1, page 2, and page 3. And as they come on, you can highlight, and I'm just going to flick through so you guys can all see what's going on.
Can you zoom into your browser a little bit, Suzanne? Sorry, I don't know if it's. Maybe it's because I'm not wearing my glasses today. I'm a little blind.
There we go. There we go. So you can see that the bottom bar here is then it makes basically it's moving to the left, and the topic was originally not. So you got topic 1, and then as we go to page 2 or topic 2 gets highlighted, and topic 1 comes background, and that's knocked back. So as we advance, all the way to page 4, you can see that all these topics are knocked back as we go through. Now, it's actually a lot easier to build this than it looks, or at least it is in my head. I don't know if that means I'm crazy or whatever. But here we go. So I thought it would be better when we started doing this to put, all the topics, like so if I type in topic 1, if I change here, add a load of S's. I thought it would be better to put it at the global level, because that way you only have to connect all 4 pages to one place, and you're only typing it in once. It means you don't get spelling mistakes, you don't have a slight alteration if one has a gap or one doesn't have a gap. You just type it in once, and then you connect it to all of these 4 pages. So let's start off with our base first. So in our base, we basically sectioned it out to the top layer, the header, and the bottom base there. And they just do a very simple kind of translate.
And we don't even really need an in animation for this, to be honest, because when we start the show, the topic bar is down there, and we're never really animating it off. So it's just something that's there in case we decide we want to use, a little extra. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention to everyone, this theme, or I guess this asset, the specific overlays in the marketplace, check the link in the description so you can download it and follow along. I'm glad I said that now instead of at the end.
It's great. I think the way, Suzanne, how you've architected it, if you're down in the topic bar base sub-composition, and then above that, it looks like you just have 4 subcomps, and they're once you built one, I assume you duplicated them, slid them appropriately. I think and putting all of the data entry at the top of the composition tree, otherwise known as the global level, is perfect. It's really easy to populate it when you get into Singular Studio and enter the text.
Yeah, and I think at first glance too. Yeah, I was just gonna say it does look really complicated. Like the first time I looked at it, it seemed complicated. But when Suzanne, when you dig into the animation of how you're sliding the old topic off and the new one on, it starts to get a little bit clearer. So
yeah, so I've now I've just jumped into the topic bar page 1. So you can see here that the header comes in at that time. We can change the timing of that. So if you want it to come in earlier, that's an independent thing. So that's, we can have that so it comes in pretty much straight away. But the fun thing happens in this sub-composition. Now, there's a reason why we've sub-committed it. So if I turn this off, you can see, hopefully you can see this little blue bar. Now that is to that bounding box. Hopefully you can all see that. And then if I turn it on, so what we've done, so everything's sized to that. And then when we dive inside, we've got the next animation. Now what this is doing is actually, I'm going to jump to page 2 because page 2 is actually where it's at. So you can see that we've got our topic out, which is just translating across the screen. There you go, you can see. So what I've done is this is going to start from all the way across, and then when it lines up with, so if I take this guy, so when this guy, you can see there, he's going all the way across, and then when he lines up with where this topic, which is about there, he's then suddenly going to appear. And we call this, I don't know how to really kind of call this, but this is my fun little masking technique that I always do. You can see there that it's then just snapping on at the very last minute, so you can just see it tailing off.
Mm-hmm.
And we do exactly the same thing with these guys. So they just come all the way across. They fade on at the right time, so they look like they're being pushed. And then when it reaches the final bit, we just have a duplicate of the base. So that just,
Nice.
that all fades on. The accent line then grows to draw your eye to it, and the text just changes to white. And that header just comes in whenever you want it to. I mean, that's technically the nuts and bolts of how this is done.
And the way you've named it too, I think in the comp is helpful with the topic out animation or topic out anim group, and then under it next anim. So when you're actually like trying to reverse engineer this, you can. There's some logic behind the naming if you get a little bit confused. Yep. Put the pieces together.
Yeah, all your text elements are clearly labeled down there in the next anim coming up. Yeah, it's definitely, this is a more advanced composition, but I think it's not daunting. And again, there's only 4 topics here. And once you see the construction of one of the sub-compositions, the other ones follow suit. And I think, too, up at the global level, if I'm not mistaken, you also put some global colors in there, the blue and the white. Primary and secondary, there you go, your accent color. And those are great because you can change that and it's going to populate across the subcomps because it's global. It's at the top of the composition tree. And it looks like on the accent color, you have a nice little gradient, which is cool. So you can play.
I mean, I'm not going to take any credit for this. This was all Catherine and her great design.
I put the gradient in.
I like it.
Ours is, our coloring is slightly different on our show, as you can see down here. If you notice with this sidebar on the top, and then on the topic bar, the color gradient sort of fades from one section of the gradient to another. So we've got a little bit of a behavior animation on there. It's just an additional flair that we added. That's not on this one because we needed to add globals. So you could just drop it into a control app and then use it for your show if you wanted.
It still is in this one, so just remove it.
Suzanne,
oh, it is? Okay. Well, they're going to get that then.
Suzanne,
whatever.
Can you jump over to the dashboard and just open this up in a new studio instance so we can see what an end user would be using control-wise? Because this is
cool. Of course. There is an alternative one that I have included. So before I do that, I just want to go over. So this is an alternative build that you could do. Whereas if you were triggering it from page 1, let me just get that. If you wanted to trigger everything all at the same time, so page 1 comes in, so you could do it that way as well. And the way that this one is done, exactly the same kind of logic. But instead, if I just expand these, then all you have to do then is just, put this over the top. So that's another way that you could accomplish what you wanted to do by just embedding the page 1 so it comes in exactly at the same time. Obviously, you might need to add in, might need to tweak it ever so slightly, but if you wanted it all to come in at the same time, you can embed it into the reason as well.
Yeah. So essentially what's happening with this alternative version is topic 1 is bound to it, and then topic 2, topic 3, topic 4 are on their own subcomps. I think the reason we built it the other way for our show is I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of movement on the bottom of the ticker as we go through the show, or the topic bar as we go through the show, and there might be an instance where the operator, which is me, accidentally takes off one of the graphics, and I thought it'd be better to just have something there beneath it, because if you were to have it this alternative build way, if you take off one of the pages like page 2, 3, or 4, nothing would be underneath it. So it's really, I mean, it's up to you and playing around with your operator and what's comfortable for them. And I don't know, there's like a million different ways that you can build something in Singular. It's just you got to find a sweet spot for what you want to do and grow with it as your show evolves too, which we're learning.
Yeah. And as if prepared earlier, here is a control app.
Yeah.
So let's go with our topic base, and then pages 1, 2, and 3, and then global data. So here we can write hello. I don't know, just go hello world. Good
Friday. Good Friday.
So then what we do is we just trigger.
Now you got to take that global in, right, to set those control nodes. Boom. That's really easy.
And when you're ready,
I think
it's pretty nice for an operator, I think, and just set up in general for the show. Now, what people might be confused about here is nothing was affected in the title text, and that's because we've bound that to the page itself. So if you go to one of the pages, change that. And I'll explain why we did that in a second after you update it. Okay, can you duplicate that? Yeah, you know where I'm headed, I think. So if you're in a segment, like the happy segment, and you have a couple different talking points, and she takes on another one, so it's only the titles being replaced here, which is great because that's what we're doing sometimes for the What's New segment or Q&A when we have multiple questions. So it doesn't actually change the segment we're in. So that's why we did that.
it's nice. So you just have a simple update animation on that one control node, which is great. So you can stay on a topic and then update information about that topic, go to the next one, have as many points as you want, bullet points, if you will.
Yep.
Yeah, really straightforward operationally from the studio standpoint. Just a simple rundown, populate the 4 topics at the global level, and then the individual updates to the title bar above it, as many as you want, straight down the line. It's really great.
And you could throw this into an automated playlist if you wanted to, if you were strict on, all right, we need 5 minutes for this segment. And then when your hosts see stuff change, they know to move on. We should probably do that, but we don't because, I don't know, doesn't seem fun.
We like to ramble.
Yeah. This is very helpful. This is really cool. And I'm glad that so has this been pushed out to the marketplace already, or is that on its way? Or
nope, it's there. And it is as a composition. So when you download it, it will be the composition. If you don't care about reverse engineering it, changing it for your show, you can just open it up in Studio and it'll be ready to go. And you can start from where Suzanne started when she first opened it. So.
Yep. So you download it and then just create your own control app out of it, or modify the composition if you want, or this is great, really nice. It's already there.
And there's a link to our live stream if you want to get really Inception-y.
Don't think we want to do that quite yet. All right, I don't think I have anything else left to explain with this, unless we have any questions coming in.
Well, so far between this,
I'm going to move it right here to questions.
This is great.
You just saw
there it is, and you're seeing it in action right there. Ask us anything, right? This is very cool. It's really
just like
neat.
magic.
Do you guys have anything you want to talk about? Any common questions that you encounter day to day in our world?
We have, Suzanne and I are always juggling multiple customer projects and things as our days turn into weeks and stuff. But I would say we were very successful in some really new customers using Singular out there in live streams this past week. The one I'm most excited about, and we touched on this last week, was the data streams. I have a customer that is interested in using that, or we do, and So that's going to be my first forte in really using it. I've seen it and demoed it and worked with it, but I have not used it in a real project. So that's the next one coming up. I'm hoping we can present one of those. There's a number of projects I'm hoping we can present in some future streams.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
This one might be for Suzanne. It's a long one. Here, I'll read it. If you want to rig the topic bar to be more of an auto scroller, how would you recommend setting that up in the control app? I'm not entirely sure what. Oh,
You mean if
automatic in the control app? Yeah.
You can use Studio's built-in timer, right? If you want to auto scroll it that way.
Yeah. Do you want to show that, Suzanne? Just set up a different playlist with automations.
Let me just find my mouse, as I always lose it. Okay, so hopefully everyone can see my screen. I'm just gonna call it ticker. All right. Let's go.
Topic bar, ticker, they're all, I don't know. We sort of use random names. No, it's fine.
Yeah, maybe. They never have normal names. Okay, actually, let's just go auto topic. There we go. One.
Nice.
So I'm just going to duplicate page one out and just. So basically, what I've done is I've just pressed Command D on my keyboard, and then I'm just using the up and down arrow on my keyboard to then rename everything. Now I'm going to be incredibly boring with my names and just increment them like so. And then what was it for? So 5. So then what we can do again, if I'm just double clicking there, I'm just going to do them for like maybe 10 seconds.
That may be too long. We'll have to sit here for
2 seconds. Make it
so long. No, I'm just kidding.
2 seconds.
It's not that long. Yeah, 2's good. Well, maybe too fast. We'll see.
And then we can literally just.
You have to do auto advance though, right?
Yeah. If you
click the auto
advance, the next one.
And then there's a loop button too, if you wanted to loop it for whatever reason. But
yeah.
Now
so you're seeing that topic text update.
Yeah, you could also, if you were so inclined, if the answer to the question, the original question of can you do an auto advance or a auto scroller, if you want the text to actually scroll, then that's a situation where you'd go into the composition that Suzanne built and you would swap out the text itself with our ticker widget. All right, so you go. She went right to the text area of the header to search for text ticker and add that to the composition. Now you have scrolling text, which you have to configure, right? It needs to be scaled and put into position.
I'm using your favorite tool to copy and paste everything.
Oh, it's the best.
This is something. Saves your finger. Sorry. I was going to say we should maybe use this for longer questions like we have right here, so it's not so squeezed and we can slowly scroll through the text. That might be something that we implement.
Actually, you know what? There you go. So now you have the ticker. So now the controls you might want to have for that are obviously the speed at which the ticker goes across the screen. So you might want to add that. So advance per second. So you can set it here. If you want to just have one number and set it and forget it, that's fine. Just do it in the composition and don't expose it to Studio. But in this case, just add ticker timer and then just jump back over to the control app, do a refresh. Suzanne's so quick, I got to keep her honest and be like the voiceover as she's whipping around the screen.
I'll just watch this in half speed.
So Travis is in the background. He's just I don't know what's clicking.
There we go. So the other thing I forgot to get to the actual text, so it actually updates. It's the problem when you're super quick. You don't always connect things. Also, the problem when
that's a really good idea.
All you do is just
There is, while we're here, if you just go ahead and take in the first graphic or the first page from the playlist, And while you're there too, it just dawned on me, you'll see the ticker will be scrolling. The ticker text will scroll. So yeah, that's a good question actually. Of just there's one where you'd go to the composition, swap out the regular text widget with the ticker text widget, and then you have your place to scroll the text. As long as we're right here, guys, it just dawned on me. There's one new feature that R&D added for us, which is the connection speed, your connection
That's
right
true.
next to the
The
TV
topic.
logo. So exactly, so that's going to give you a network latency. So you can see we're 115 milliseconds, and that's a nice one of a new troubleshooting tool. If you're not sure why Studio is not responding, it may be at your connection. So that's now printed in the title bar of all control apps, Studio being the one that most people will interact with, but across all Studio control applications in the platform. But yeah, it's a nice little
This
feature. But yeah, Ken, this is great.
I was gonna say this scrolling text. I really like it. I like that idea. It's smart.
Before topic titles.
Oh, they want,
Oh, you can do that too. So
yeah, so
jump
you
back
could
over to
do.
Studio. Boom.
So you want to put the topic titles in there as well? I mean, we could instead you could put them at the global level, so you have topics titles like that.
I don't know if I'm
And then you,
understanding.
They
Travis
want
yeah,
to
clarified it a little bit.
I think they
Can
just want
you?
to change the global data. Just duplicate global data and change the titles. So that would you have
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
topics 1 through
oh,
4,
and
5 through 8, that kind of
yeah,
thing.
Yeah. Let's see what you're about to
yeah,
set up.
5 to 8,
I
and
While Suzanne is just setting this up, I will tell you guys. Last week, midweek, I had a nice overview of where we are with the next generation of Studio, and pretty cool. It's
That's exciting.
incredibly responsive. It's like I was like I wanted to get my hands on it immediately for a number of new feature sets that it has. But I'm looking forward to the demo, and it's coming soon. Or they're making some really good progress on that. Look at you go, boom, adding there you go,
and then
5 through
obviously
8.
this will you update
Yeah,
these guys.
I see. So if you wanted more than 4 pages of topics, is that
exactly.
all right? Cool. That's smart. I mean, we might want more than 4 segments.
Yep.
So hopefully that answered the question, but it seems like there's a lot of different interpretations of it. Travis, do we have another one? All right. Nothing else for now. Stephen, did you want to go back to what you were discussing before?
The
Before
only
we
other
got this
thing
one?
is I have a dual monitor, so you guys see me glancing over to the right, and I just saw one of our Singular users is doing since baseball started yesterday. We've got a very cool output coming on being streamed to Twitter right now from Major League
Mm.
Baseball. They have this Better's Eye stream that they're doing right now with MGM. Looks like is their sponsor. It's beautifully executed. Actually, it's just really really cool. We should put that in the Sorry, I'm a baseball junkie, so I got distracted. But it's looks really really cool. It's streaming
I
right
could
now
probably
yeah, you
on
can bring it
Twitter,
up.
right? Yeah. Do you want
Yep.
to actually, Suzanne? Do you want to bring it up? Do you want to go to our Twitter? I think we maybe retweeted it.
That one is neat, and then we also have actually this would be a nice way to to finish off the show. Is just some real world examples right now that are being used live with Singular, and this one is from a really talented crew at Major League Baseball, and some of our R&D guys got involved, and it's just beautifully executed. So we should see.
That's a very old
Oh,
tweet.
here I can
That
put it in the
topic.
chat.
Yeah,
Here, if you just click on our our little icon, it'll bring up all our recent tweets. Or follow us, Suzanne. Why aren't you following us?
You assume I have Twitter.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's a
Suzanne, in the
very
chat
foreign
of
world to
our,
me right now.
yeah, if you go into our chat on this vMix call, just go to the last tweet.
There we go. Technology.
I just overcomplicated that by.
Yeah, I have to keep you on. There you go. So, Better's Eye coming up. It should be, I think they're on right now. There you go. So everything you see there is done. Take that full screen. Let's take a look at that. Beautifully done work. So everything you're seeing there is done in Singular.
It's really
All the
crisp
graphics.
if you actually, yeah,
Oh,
if you actually go to it, it's so clean. Yeah.
beautifully executed. It's all of the data. You can see the update animation for the money line for Padres money line. So the data comes in via, I believe those guys used a data node. They're pushing data into a data node, which is an endpoint in Singular. We call it a data node, and updating the information as we go. So it's really, really nice. So they launched this yesterday. It's a daily show. That's just I was very impressed with what the guys did. We did another one that is on daily as well. That's what over on the Action Network. They do a really amazing live streaming show, and I'm sure we'll feature that on another stream. And then the last one we're doing too is we had some nice press with Sky News in the UK, where they're doing a I think they refer to it as a pop-up channel, or like a on the George Floyd case that's going on right now. So that's really some neat use cases, or where customers are getting, using Singular daily for live streams, and that's what it's built for in on many respects, as well as the interactive aspects, but obviously on these streams. It's beautifully done. It's neat when you get to see, I just turned over to my right. I didn't expect to even talk about this on the stream, but it was there. I'm like,
we might get in trouble a little bit. Who knows?
They did a lot of work. They did a lot of work, and they really and it nailed it. And it's working. It looks so funny even through. It just looks absolutely beautiful. So that was the last piece. Just a little shout out to some of our customers, and there's many others that I'm sure we'll talk about in future streams. But I've covered everything, and I liked what you guys put together today. They're very cool. See that? Oh, the money line.
This is super cool.
So Travis, I assume you have your black and orange outfit on now that baseball started, right? There you go. There you go.
He's muted. They can't hear him, but the answer is yes.
All right. That's it for me. I don't know if you guys have anything else, but
no.
I think we covered the whole thing.
No, I'm good.
Well,
I think we're good. Oh, one last thing. Sorry, I guess I do have another thing. We want to do more of these behind the build segments for our artists, because we think it would be useful for you guys to not only walk you through how cool things are built, but provide them for you in the marketplace. So if you want to be a guest on this segment and showcase your work, contact us. There's a place to do that on our website. And that's it for me.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Travis. And we'll be back hopefully sooner than later.
Yep.
We'll be back soon.
Bye.
Well,
bye.
take care. Thanks for watching.